The official Aston Villa Podcast. My name is Kate Tracy, and alongside me, as always, is the one and only Alan McAnally. How are you?
Hi everybody, hi Kate. Yeah, great. Really looking forward to today. We're at the Bodymore Heath training ground. I watched the boys training. They're pretty good form, to be honest. So yeah, everything's brilliant. Yeah, looking forward to today.
Definitely looking forward to today. You're playing it very cool and calm.
Well, he is one of my favourites.
One of your favourites.
Only because I just see this potential in a young player that actually doesn't know what his potential is yet. And maybe none of us do. But he's certainly, at the moment in time, one of our most important players in the team, even though he is a fledgling, I'm going to call him. You know, he's only been here a year, a wee bit more than a year.
This is, of course, Morgan Rogers.
Yeah, Morgan Rogers today. So I'm really looking forward to speaking to the big man. We'll find out a little bit more, you know, about him and what his hopes and desires are going to be at Aston Villa. So looking forward to it.
So here he is then, Morgan Rogers. Morgan, thank you so much for joining us. It's kind of a quick turnaround for us to talk to you after Celtic the other night. How have you been in the meantime?
Yeah, good. Another day, another dollar, I suppose. But yeah, happy to be here.
Yeah, and talk us through kind of your daily life, because this is a thing that people tell us all the time they want to hear about. So talk us through your daily routine. What's an average day look like for you?
Get up, hopefully on time. Try my best to be on time.
What time's that like? What time do you wake up at?
Around maybe 8:30-ish.
Oh, nice.
Well, you see that as a line?
Yeah.
Yeah, about 8:30. Get ready, get into training, then just chilling really before training, get myself
You
ready.
don't get up early to go to training anyway, don't you not?
Eating, getting prepared, just...
Which incidentally, and as you know, it's a big thing now. Actually, you know, you got to prepare. We're eating the right things because it's, you know, there's certainly with Aston Villa, we'll get games midweek, we'll get games at the weekend, and you need to be ready to rock, don't you?
Yeah, you probably don't realise it until you're in the thick of it, how much everything means in that sense, and how little details matter, especially when you're playing 3 games a week and stuff. And yeah, it's just about being right and being prepared best as possible. Everyone does it in their own kind of different way. But as long as you're on top of it, you know what's good for you and what works for you, and it's about finding the balance. And
it's a long way from Hillzone and Dudley.
Oh, here we go. He has to have one accent per show.
But the only reason when I was looking, and I wasn't aware it was Hillzone Dudley, my old man was in the army with some guys, and they ran Hillzone Harriers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, back in the day, my Uncle Derek and Uncle
Shout
Graham.
out.
Yeah. And they used to take me down when I was like, I don't know, 9, 10, 11, 12. And I would either go to West Brom or they take me to the Villa.
Yeah.
Because one of them was a West Brom fan, one was a Villa
yeah.
fan. But it's it's certainly changed days for you now.
Yeah. Obviously, the area I grew up. I have very nice memories of that area and stuff. And obviously, my dad being from probably not too far from there as well. So it's nice, yeah, to be from there, and kind of my childhood growing up there and stuff like that, and still kind of knowing people that are still there now. It's nice. Yeah, it's really nice.
Because we want to take you right back to the start, because this podcast is all about you and your life and your journey to where you are today. So talk to us about growing up, your family setup, siblings.
Yeah.
How many siblings have you got?
I've got 3 brothers.
Older?
2 older, 1 younger.
So you're slap bang in the middle. That's a pretty hardcore upbringing though, with 4 boys.
Because of the ages, it's not as bad as it seems. My oldest moved out when he was 16, so I'd have been 1. So then we all moved out quite quickly, and it feels like we were a bit in and out in terms of everyone had different things they were doing quite early in their lives. So yeah, obviously I've been around all of them at different stages, growing up with the middle one kind of when I was growing up, then the little one and kind of towards lockdown, and then the older one now that I live with. So yeah, I've kind of been with all of them on their own, individually at different times, being the middle one. So it's worked well for me. So I've got obviously a really close relationship with all of them, kind of lived with all of them at different times. So yeah, my family dynamic's pretty good. I know.
20 tickets a game, home game.
Yeah.
Feel sorry for my mom, obviously with a group of boys all the time, but I think she enjoys it. So.
And what was your family involvement with football growing up? Were you all just football mad, all of you lads as kids?
Yeah. My oldest actually played basketball, but the rest of us, yeah.
Are they all same as you, 6'2", 6'3"?
Yeah, around that. My oldest, the others a bit smaller, but yeah, the rest of us are pretty much football. My older brother's probably the only one that wasn't football, but my mum, my dad love it. Grew up, that's kind of all I knew. That's kind of all I did. I was kind of a bit of a geek growing up in terms of trying to like know footballers, know football players and stuff with my dad and stuff, and that's all me and my dad ever used to speak about, really.
So then you have all these loan spells then. So Lincoln, then you go to Bournemouth, Blackpool as well. So how do these loan spells shape you as a player?
Massively, and for me, I know everyone's is different, but I'd say I had a good one, a bad one, and a mixed one. So that in itself could probably tell you how the first one you're on cloud nine thinking you've cracked it, you're ready for the next opportunity, then to go to the next step up and Bournemouth in the Championship and not play and struggle and not kind of get in the team, and then to go to Blackpool again fighting relegation and playing but not exactly setting the world alight like I'd have wanted to because we're in a relegation battle, doing what I can, doing all right. So yeah, them three different tasks brought different things out of me, and I had to look at myself in different ways for all of them, but they've made me obviously who I am, more resilient, more ready to play consistently and to overcome different challenges that I might face now and obviously in the future. So yeah, they're massive for me.
Did you feel yourself, trying to think just as a player, you feel yourself growing a little bit, you feel yourself, I don't know, maturing a little bit because you're having to go somewhere you maybe not necessarily want to go. At the same time, you're like, well, I'm here, I better prove a few people either wrong or do things right to make sure I get to this next stage.
Yeah, as I said back to the start, I love playing football, so I'm going to do whatever it takes to play.
Correct.
So, Blackpool, we had Mick McCarthy as the manager.
Brilliant.
So,
I saw you at Blackpool a couple of times, by the way, I was working on TV.
So it's nothing to what I'd experienced at City, or he's obviously completely different style of manager. But I wanted to play, so I'll do anything to play. So then I started end up being this big focal point striker, which I've never done before, but I'll do anything to play. Now when I play in the Premier League and I'm against a 6'6", big, strong, I kind of somewhat know how to combat it because Mick McCarthy was so big on me having to do it then. So people might see stuff as a negative, but when you actually look back at it, you think, I learned that from there, because before then I'd never had to play against a big nasty centre-back, and now when I play against Van Dijk or someone next week and he's bullying me around, I kind of somewhat know how to handle myself and
you're waiting for it
kind of thing.
You're almost like
so
that sixth sense you've got.
And I think that helped me from Bournemouth, that I kind of felt like my 6 months of me not playing, I didn't improve and learn anything due to my attitude, in a sense of I was so bogged down on not playing, I wasn't actually focusing on improving or my training or being the best version of me, even if I'm not playing. And that's where I think I had to learn that every opportunity is different. And if I take a day off, take a week off because I'm sulking about something or moaning about something, I'm not going to be where I want to get to. So I think that's why the loans have really helped me in terms of me as a person and me as a player. So yeah, they're massive for me.
When a manager, like, obviously you know him now and you've been here for a year, you've no idea how big this football club is, really, do you?
No, not until
and
you
now
come.
you've been here, you're like,
not until you come.
wow.
You know, I had no idea.
But Unai giving it, I see something in that boy that I want. That must have been such an exhilarating feeling when someone that with Unai's reputation.
Well, I suppose at a club, when a club wants you, it's one thing, but if the manager wants you, it's another thing, and that's all they ever said to me. Munchie and
did you ever think Jacob Ramsey was taking the?
Nah, I didn't. Nah, I don't think he'd do that. He's not that type of person to do that. If I knew Guinea before and he did it, then well, I'd be pulling my leg.
Exactly. But right, so we're back to the thing. But I think genuinely the fact that, like you've just quite said, the manager's
that's what I mean, because it's come from the manager, and that's what they kept reiterating was it's come from the manager. He's desperate. He's seen something in you, and that feeling, like, there's nothing better than being wanted. We all know that in different ways of life. Like when you feel wanted and feel like you want to be, they want you here and they really want you here. That feeling, that vibe you get, it's hard to explain. And from the moment one, as hard as he is on me, I feel it because he does the extra to want me to improve, want me to get better, because ultimately he sees something in me and wants me to shine. And we speak all the time about next challenges. It's kind of like the better I play, the worse it gets in terms of the more I've got to do now to keep going. And there's not many people like that. There's managers probably will get on you. Then when they see you start playing well, move on to the next person, to the next thing. But he's so demanding.
Am I too hard on you? Because when I speak to you, I'm like, come on, let's go.
Yeah, after a game sometimes.
I know,
I just want to go home. And he's shouting at me. We've won the game 4-0. I played well and he's screaming at me.
I'm living my football career vicariously through you now, because I'm like,
no.
Morgan, you've got so much.
No, 100%.
And there's no question that you every day is a school day.
Yeah.
We're learning.
Yeah.
When you're a young player, there's still plenty to come. But you have a platform that you're with a bit of luck.
I hate to admit it, and I don't like it at the time, but that's the best way to get the best out of me, is to be hard on me, is to be...
I'm trying not to be too hard.
Yeah, but that is the best way. My dad was the same when I was younger, in terms of, he's not screaming and shouting at me, but when there's a time to be said and something to be said, he's not going to hold back on it. He's going to say it, and if I don't like it, I don't like it, but I've got to learn to take that in and understand that it's my dad, it's Unai Emery. Yeah. They're two people that want the best for me. They're not trying to hinder me. So as long as I take that ball in the right way, then.
A Morgan Rogers signed shirt to give away, as was signed during the podcast. So make sure to stay tuned to Villa's social channels to find out how you can win that signed shirt. Also, stay tuned to the social channels to see video clips of today's podcast. Head to VillaTv for the podcast in video format in full. And also on your podcast providers, we will have the podcast in audio form there. But that's pretty much it from us then.
Just about done. It's been a long day, but it's been really good. It's been fantastic speaking to all the guys, and we'll be back with more podcasts later on, won't we?
We certainly will. So stay tuned for then.
Up the Villa.